positive person with autism. I'm Benjamin, and tonight's episode it's about guilt and shame. Since I promised everybody I'd have this by tonight, I'm going to film it tonight. I'm a little tired. I have to go to work really early in the morning, but this is a tough subject for me because I've lived all my life in guilt and shame about my disability, about my life, about who I am and what I am, and I've allowed it to block myself to be free from who I am. The guilt and shame I experienced in my life began when I was a little kid. It began when I was probably 6 or 7, and I remember being in elementary school being made fun of a lot, and I just decided that was my fault. My first experience with being with a bully who was bigger than I was, and the behavioral teacher saying to me, "You need to defend yourself. Why don't you defend yourself?" And I just remember that being sort of an automatic switch of like, okay, I need to want to defend myself. I need to stick up for who I am. And that brought a lot of guilt in my life. Then some other times when friends used to kick my computer, I couldn't play with the other kids because I had my fantasy friends, and friendships were hard for me. Being made fun of because people know. I think I shared this story of standing in front of the school, making fun of, being made fun of just saying I don't trust people and just shutting it all off. That brought me a lot of guilt because people kept telling me I should trust people, I should, like them, and it just sort of progressed after that. I mean, winning in high school and went to school all about how I had a disability I didn't know I had because I wasn't diagnosed with autism until 8th grade. People kind of knew what it was, but I didn't go into with that. I was like, why couldn't I behave like everybody else? Why couldn't I be normal? Why was people making fun of me? Why couldn't I be like everybody else? And slowly over time, I began to do those things that I thought normal people quote did. And I got more guilt and shame because I didn't know if I was doing it right, and I would do it and then nobody would be impressed by it, or they wouldn't be happy with it, or they wouldn't enjoy what I was doing. They wouldn't like me for me. And that brought a lot of guilt and shame on. Because I kept trying to impress people. I felt guilty I wasn't doing it right. I wasn't doing the homework right. I wasn't being a good friend to these people. I wasn't being a good car student. I wasn't being a good club president. And over the years, it just built up. When I became an adult, it just sort of reared an ugly head away, where it's like, I used to blame myself for my parents' divorce. It's like, oh my God, my parents got divorced. It's my fault. Guilt, beat myself up. I have autism. Guilt, beat myself up. The shame of having a disability. The shame of not, being able to do things everybody else can do. And that was hard. And it's hard for me today. Because I live in a world where the power of that guilt and shame is still in my life today. It will beat the living crap out of me. It's like having a baseball bat in my head sometimes, a lot. And that whole rigmarole in my life, the whole rigmarole of just trying to bury it. Why did my guilt and shame I buried it? Not for guilty and shame for burying it. Not talking about it and letting it all out. What we said before, and letting go, I have to let go of a lot of that stuff. But the guilt and the shame will always be there, but I need to work on it. I need to talk about it. I need to not let it have an ownership over me today. And yet, in my own life, the guilt and the shame of who I was so hard for me. It's like, I thought when I was a kid, I felt like this weak kid, like I was just a skinny white kid from Minnesota. Today I joke about that. And that I wasn't, that I wasn't worthy of my higher power, whatever you want to call it, creative, like, love. So I had to prove myself to these people. I had to prove to people that I was worthy, and that was a lot of shame for me. Because if it came from shame, I was a piece of shit, pretty much, in my life, and I needed to prove to other people that I could be better than them. It still happens to me a little bit today. It's like, I gotta prove who I am to people. I just gotta keep proving myself that I can do better than they can. And what I'm slowly learning is I don't have to do any of that stuff. But I gotta stop coming out of the guilt and shame. I gotta learn to love myself in a way that's very different. And for me, it comes from being in a new place with my guilt and shame today. Today I want to work on it. A couple months ago I didn't want to work on it, I just wanted to be part of it. I wanted to be in it. And today I can't live in that anymore. I have nothing to feel shameful for. I did what I did in my life. It's going to help other people. And I can't blame myself anymore for things that are not my fault. You know, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to learn from them. I'm going to do those things that need to happen. And those are the things that are going to keep me growing. For me, the guilt comes in my head. It's like, you gotta beat yourself up, you piece of shit. You know, that's what the devil wants me to do. Evil spirits, whatever you want to call it. That's what they want me to do. They want me to fail. They never want me to succeed in my life. They want me to keep being a miserable piece of shit and do what I do. That's just way, but, and that's what it is for me. That's what it is. It's the honesty in my life. It's just like, that feeling inside I always felt, I found out what it was today. That feeling of not being myself. And the guilt and the shame was so much burying myself in that. And it's like, okay, I can't be this because I don't deserve it. You know, weird. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve what? The love? I deserve a lot of things in my life. I deserve the friendship, the love, the respect of people. We all deserve it. People with autism, if you have guilt and shame about something, and you can't talk about it, find a way to express it. There's no reason that you should carry that stuff around. Nobody should ever make you feel guilty for having a disability. Or shameful for anything, or anything, period. No one should ever make you feel guilty and shame for that stuff. And if they do, they're wrong. That's what I'm learning. If people dumped their guilt and their shame on me, and I took it, and I ran with it for so many years. I did it my own self. You know, from the bullies, whatever. And I thought it was really about me. For so many years I carried that with me. That it was about me. You know how selfish that is? It's part of the guilt and shame. That I'm selfish enough to think that it's about me sometimes. When it's those people's guilt and shame. Please don't pass on that stuff to other people. It's your stuff, it's not their stuff. Work on it. Heal yourself to the point that the guilt and shame can go away, because it's not fair to other people. I know I'm a victim of my own guilt and shame, but I'm also a victim of other people's guilt and shame. You shouldn't do it that way. It doesn't work that way. You shouldn't. It's not right. You're not smart enough. You can't join this because of this. You can't do this because of that. You can't. Da. You know how much those words hurt. Can't, don't, shouldn't, wouldn't, no, can't, do this, you're not allowed. Words have a lot of power. They do. Words also can shame you and guilt you. You're thinking, oh, I'm not worthy, I can't do it. Guess what, folks? Those words don't have power anymore. When you want to live a positive life, those words don't have power anymore. Not easy. I feel like crying. I was confessing in front of this video right now. But I'm, you know, because this takes a lot of energy out of me to say this stuff. Because it's the truth. And the truth hurts. But I have to let go of the guilt and the shame. I have to. I have no other choice. I have to let go. And taking a deep breath helps. In my own heart, I carry that guilt and shame around. The pain of being an autistic person, the pain of not knowing I'm not normal, the pain of being bullied, the pain of my parents' divorce. And I take a billy club for myself. I'm not as bad as I used to be, but it still happens to me. Like today I started getting that moment of like beating myself up for something. It's like, no, you don't have to beat yourself up for taking a nap. You don't have to beat yourself up for not getting the video right, whatever. And I tell you, it's very painful. It's very painful to walk around doing that to yourself. I do that at work a lot, where it's like, oh, she yelled at me, it's like I'm doing it wrong. And that's the hardest part for me, to really work on my own job. It's like working, and I'm not a failure at my job. I've been there a long, long time. They haven't fired me yet, they want to help me. And hearing those words of help, people want to help you. They don't want to shame you, they want to help you. And I get those words mixed up sometimes. I think they're shaming me, but they're trying to help me. Because my own head is shame and guilt. It's, oh my God, it's shame and guilt. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But I gotta keep trucking on. And we all gotta keep trucking on this deal. It's a we deal. We all gotta work on it together. I think we can heal this world if we really work on our guilt and our shame. And really become honest. And I make a pledge to you. I will work on it too. With your help, and people watch this video, I will work on getting... I'm not going to overcome in one day. But together we can work on this. And really, really work at this stuff. You know? I have a lot of guilt and shame about being a brother. You know, I always think I wasn't the greatest brother in my family. The greatest son, or whatever I was. I need to work on that too. You know, I'm opening myself up to you guys. So we can help each other out. And it's not going to be easy. The journey is going to still come on. But yet the power of the journey is still with us today. Thank you.